Do women really want to get approached? Matt Cook here. I would argue that they do. I would argue they do. Now, today, we're not supposed to approach women. We're not supposed to. You're supposed to leave them alone. And it's very hard because we're all on our phones all the time. There's a pretty young woman. You see her, you want to talk to her, maybe try to ask her out on a date, and she's on her phone. So you have to have the nerve, the testicles, to go up to her and say, "Excuse me, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, you look very cute today, and I wanted to chat you up. I didn't want to lose this opportunity. How's your day going today?" Whatever you say, it doesn't even matter. Point is, you're interrupting everything today in public. If you talk to a stranger, practically anything, you're interrupting. So you have to be good with doing that. And I'll tell you why. Because if you're looking for a relationship, you need to have opportunities. To get opportunities, you're either going to do it in person or you're going to do it through apps. Now, if you're a man, unless you're a 22-year-old Chad, it's difficult to successfully use the apps. I know women that have got hundreds of messages on apps and men who have zero within the same time frame. Like a week, a woman has 100 messages, her mailbox blows up, a guy is goose egg, nothing. So the dating apps are not serving men well. We know that. That means that to get opportunities, you need to approach women in person. The only other thing you can do is things like women at work, friends, introduction to women that they know, family introducing you to somebody. That's really good. And that actually is the way a lot of people do meet. But if you want a systematic way to meet girls, and if you're a young woman and you want to meet men, really, it's the same kind of thing, then you need to approach them. That's why I thought it was really interesting when a woman said, "I want to be approached and men aren't approaching me. What am I doing wrong?" Now, I have to tell you, she deleted her post, or maybe the moderators did. This particular platform to me is awful. It's just groupthink. Anything innovative gets downvoted, deleted. I hate it and I love it. It's incredible information here, incredible, but the moderation, the political correctness of it really screws up the platform. But a lot of guys said what they think about her. And somebody, he said, "Hey, sounds like you're down on yourself." And this was, she's talking to this young woman. People who are down on themselves have a negative aura that others can pick up. Your most unattractive feature right now is your sense of self-loathing. It's a little bit over the top, maybe. But she says, "Thank you for being honest. I appreciate comments like that. I believe my physical attributes are not the only thing that makes me unattractive. I do dress, I take care of my hygiene, etc." So what is it exactly? I don't know. All I can tell you is that if you're a woman and you want to get approached by men, there's one thing you have to do. Put down your freaking phone. Put it in your purse, in your pocket. Start looking around. You'll see men. If you like where they look, maintain like another second or two of eye contact than you normally would. Like normally, if you look at a guy and he looks back at you, you look away. Just maintain your gaze for another second or 2 seconds. Smile, a little smile. That's all you got to do. And you'll get approached. So easy. And if you want to practice this, what I suggest you do, and I got this from my associate, Heather Hallman. She told me that she did it. What you want to do is you want to go to McDonald's and Starbucks and you want to flirt with the young woman cashier. Make sure it's a young woman. Flirt with her. Maintain some eye contact if you're a man. If you're a woman, go up to a man who's behind the counter and flirt with him. Just maintain a little more eye contact. Smile. Just get some rapport going. And then you'll get better and better at either approaching or getting approached. When I started my channel many years ago, I was focused on men, and I have coached over 80,000 men. And in between, I've helped their girlfriends. "Matt, can you give me some help with my girlfriend? Matt, can you help me? My wife has this problem." So I have worked with a lot of women over the years indirectly. And more, I'm seeing more and more women are coming to me. And I think we have an enormous crisis that is something we've never seen before in the entire world, in the entire history of the world, which is the romantic breakdown between men and women. They're not meeting. They're not getting together. They're not forming long-term committed relationships. They're not starting families. So I feel that this is a terrible problem, and you are going to regret it if you're not right now trying to reach out, trying to get a partner. You're going to regret it. Of course, you make the best of being alone. Of course, you should be secure and happy in your own skin. You should be able to be alone on Saturday night and be happy with your books and your social media and a movie. Of course, you should. And you should have friends. All of that is true. But there is nothing that is anywhere close to creating the kind of joy, indescribable fullness and completeness of life that comes with having a long-term committed relationship with a partner that you are deeply in love with, and she's deeply in love, or he is deeply in love with you. Nothing comes anywhere close. And the people that tell you that you don't need a man, you don't need a girlfriend, okay, they have terrible lives. They're terrible idiots. You should feel sorry for them and just ignore everything they tell you. Now, if you're a man, you've got to learn how to walk up to a girl and interrupt her on her phone, smile, and express your intentions, okay? That's the hardest thing that men have to do, is expressing their intentions. The intention is, I saw you, I didn't want to let you go. I'm sorry, I know you're on your phone. If you wouldn't, just give me a minute. I really like you, and I wanted to chat with you. I didn't want to miss this opportunity and be thinking about you all day. How's your day going today? It's awkward. It's so awkward. It's so hard. And yet, it's a skill. And if you just get yourself to do it more and more, you'll get good at it. You'll get good at it. I was terrible at it when I was dating, but I went out with a lot of girls anyway, because one of the skills that I had was that I expected rejection. And since I expected it, I did my very best. But when I got a rejection, I go, okay, I'm only going to get a 1 out of 10. I just got a rejection. I'm on to the next one. I'm going to get my one. And I would end up approaching 6 or 8 girls, and I'd go out with one of them. That's how it worked. I didn't get all upset when I got turned down. And nobody ever did anything terrible to me. They just, sometimes they weren't very friendly. Sometimes they were friendly. They give me the boyfriend story, or I'm busy, or I'm sorry. Doesn't matter. That's just on to the next one. But you've got to get good at this if you want to have the joy, the pleasure of life, the indescribable life. The romantic story that you're writing about your own life will only happen when you meet somebody, have a long-term committed relationship. And I felt this, there was a lot of good advice to this young woman, okay? I don't know what her issue is, but I've just explained to you, if you're a woman, how you're going to get approached. Put your phone down, look around you, get around where there's men that are in your age range, smile and look at them, maintain some eye contact a second or two longer. I want to tell you a little secret, okay? Women make the first move. Men always think they make the first move. Women always make the first move. Always. And it's interesting, when you do ballroom dancing, there's these traditions. Dancing is an act of romance, of the physical act of love, but it's in an acceptable way. But there's a lot of conventions that come from following that physical act into the world where you're in public. In other words, the kinds of practices are echoing what we might do in the bedroom, but they're on the dance floor. And there's a style, a way of a woman offering her hand and the man taking it. You're not supposed to grab her hand. You're supposed to lightly. All of that is exactly what happens in real life. A woman makes this subtle first move. A man has to have the courage and the testicles to go up to her and say something. And if she's not making the first move because she's on her phone, everyone's on her phone, the man has to interrupt her. Has to. All right? Hope you've enjoyed this. I will be making another video tomorrow. Now, I have been one of the most censored men on YouTube because I dare to talk about health and sex topics. A lot of stuff I can't talk about. If you go to dailymedicaldiscoveries.com, you can enter your email and you'll be getting my daily thoughts, my newsletter, and my research from my team of health researchers and sex researchers. That's always a good thing, dailymedicaldiscoveries.com. And please leave a comment. I would like to know what your feeling is, if you're a woman, about being interrupted on your phone. Do you want to be approached, or do you resent it? Do you get upset about it? Thank you. Talk to you tomorrow.